can't bring them on too early in a while the D Brown I play because YouTube and them copyright thing, you know. So yeah, I think we can start now. How is everybody? I think we can start now. Morning. Okay, Facebook just blocked my video. Facebook just blocked my video. I just see a notification that Facebook blocked my video. If y'all see me live, let me know. I'm here. I'm seeing a notification that Facebook blocked my video. So let me know. Same thing. That's why I'm gonna like play them popular people music, you know. When you're hearing me, let me know before I continue. You guys over at Facebook, let me know if you're hearing. Because I just see a notification that Facebook blocked my video. So let me know before I come on. Alright? Okay, good. Tremaine says she's hearing. Alright, excellent. So welcome to another edition of Monday Morning Medz. And today we have a whole heap of things to talk about. What a week, Lord. When you think January I go let we go. January had to end with a bang. Right? I'm here. Everybody. Hi beautiful people. I see where Facebook put up send me a notification that they blocked the video because I guess because I was playing the D Brown. I'm not sure. But hopefully I stopped it in time. Good morning to my YouTube massive. I don't see anybody saying hi to me over there yet. But let me just give everybody on Facebook a shout out. Them end my video. Whoa, Facebook end my video. Alright, I'm gonna have to go back live again on Facebook. So let me tell you now. Oh my God. Facebook is something else. YouTube, give me a minute. Let me restream on Facebook. I'm just restreaming. I'm just gonna start back the Facebook stream. So give me a minute. Let me bring them guys back up on Facebook. It's crazy. Imagine at the man's birthday, I'm going to play him song. And Facebook blocked my video. Okay, well I'm waiting for it to come back up. I'm waiting for it to come back. No. Lordy. Alright, Facebook, I am sorry about that. Let me see if any of you are coming back on. Let me wait a couple minutes. We're going to start the show all over again because I see the notification come up in, so I didn't know. Yeah, I knew. I saw the notification come up that they blocked the video, so I knew. My fault. I played the D Brown because, as you know, D Brown birthday was the other day. So I decided to play it, and the people then blocked the video. So it go. Anyway, the show must continue. We just have to start over. So just reshare this stream for me, please, and thank you. Before we go on, everybody just share it again. We don't know Facebook and them shenanigans. So we're gonna start the show from scratch. So welcome to another edition of Monday Morning Medz. We don't want about the intro video again. Alright, I'm not even gonna replay the intro video. We're just moving on. But let's share. I'm busy resharing the stream So I'm asking everybody to reshare the stream for me. But the numbers are coming back on nicely. Let me see what you guys over YouTube saying. Hi Lisa from you over YouTube. Morning. Oh boy. So we have a lot to talk about this week, you know. I'm trying to get some more people to come on. May I go and share it up. I'm gonna go and share it up for me too, please. Let's get the numbers back up. Alright, so as we were saying before, we were rudely interrupted by Facebook. Last week was a busy week. Last week was crazy. Hi Keisha, hi Tikras, hi Charmaine. I want to do everybody welcome. Alright, so today I was supposed to have Reynard Brand as one of my guests. I was supposed to have 2 guests today, but I'm not getting on to him, and but we have a very special guest today to talk to, and her name is Vanessa Williams. We will bring her on at 10. Now Vanessa is the mother of Rajay Josephs, who is currently battling lymphoma, which is a type of cancer that requires him to do extensive treatment. She made an appeal the other day to Star. I think either Star or the Gleaner, the article came in. And so we're going to talk to her today because, you know, we need to find a way to help her. The bills are piling up. His treatment is expensive. She has another invoice to get his second round. But we're going to talk to her a little later on in the program. But before we talk to her, before me even going, this week was so chaotic. But you know, a lot of me get a heap of tracing this week. Me say me get tracing galore. Tough time sending people them for me. Boy, me get tracing so till. Anyway. Apparently I'm the bad news bearer. I'm the bad news bearer, the official bad news bearer. All song me see come out. But before we go any further, I'm going to share a bit of good news that happened this week. Alright? I want to take a minute to share this video. This video was posted on the Calabar High School's Twitter account. Either Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's showing the students at Calabar making a guard of honor for a student who had brain tumor, brain cancer, and was out of school for 2 years. He was diagnosed when he was in grade 9. He would have been in grade 11 now. And not only did he beat the cancer, but he returned to school. Now the little boy, the young man by the name of Carnell Grant was very surprised at this welcome that he received. So that's what this video is about. It's showing him being escorted by the guidance counselor and the year coordinator. I mean, this is really something big. I cuss Calabar all the time for them shenanigans, but I have a big up Calabar today. This was really tear-jerking. And we heard afterwards on Beyond the Headlines, Dean Jackson Miller had him on, and the year coordinator, and he is getting full scholarship in terms of his tuition and everything while he remains at Calabar. You know, he had to stop school in grade 9. He has lost 2 years. 2 years of schooling. So I want to big up Calabar for that. That was awesome. That was a tearjerker. And I will try to find something good that happened in the week before to highlight. Because, I mean, I might have to search far and wide, but every now and then something good happens in Jamaica among all the craziness that happens. Every now and then we have a good story to share. You know? Yeah, it's really heartwarming, Debbie. It really touched a place in me. I said, boy. Hi, Ren. Hi, how are you? How are you over there on YouTube? Yeah, so we're going into the meat of the matter now. And this week, it was all about Corona. Corona, 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 Corona. Corona, Corona, starting Tuesday, right? Alright, so we had 3 coronavirus threats. They said 2, but from when me hear, and I know say me rarely ever wrong. And when me wrong, I'm the first to admit when I'm wrong. University Hospital saw 2 corona threats together, a husband and a wife. The wife had come from China. The husband was also suspected. They had symptoms. There was a press conference. The doctors come out and said they don't think it's not corona. They rule out coronavirus even though they didn't do any tests. We are going to get more into that. It was all over the media. I heard it early. I reported it first. By the time I reported, I did a live. Them take me live and splice it and turn it into a song. I need to make a disclaimer about this too, because I honestly enjoy the creativity of Jamaican people in terms of our musicality, but I must come out and say, and it's so ironic that about the day before this song came out that featured my voice, I'm a one who do it because I want my royalties. I put up a post on my profile that I don't endorse the xenophobia and the hatred being shown towards the Chinese nationals. The Chinese nationals in Jamaica right now, the majority of them have been here from Wapikil, Philo. Me personally, me love my China wholesale, my China wholesale shop. Right? Me love it. And when go on front and cuss the China people, them don't know so no living at the China wholesale them. Because you can get cheap charger. Right? And you can get cheap slippers. Especially for the people them we go through them like water. Right? And every time them burst the charger cable, you go buy the $400 cable from the Chinese shop. Like myself with my son, we always a bite up the cable them. Right? So we don't need to be xenophobic towards the Chinese nationals that have been here forever. Right? What is happening in China, I'm sure, like me, I'm vegan. Like between vegetarian and vegan, I'm trying to wean myself. The only meat product I eat is, or animal product I should say, I consume is fish, and I haven't had that in a couple months. Well, I'm trying to be vegan. So, me of all people, I'm disgusted by their lifestyle and the foods that they eat. But I feed them lifestyle that, I saw a message yesterday saying that we condemn the Chinese for eating rat bat, but we eat cow balls. What do you think, man? Goat balls. And intestines where do they go through. What do you think those things are? Seriously, people. Think about it. Think about it. We eat some disgusting foods too. So don't just cuss the Chinese for doing it, because we do it too. Right? Yeah. So we might differ in the palate, but Jamaicans consume some interesting food choices too, right? So just ease up on the xenophobia, please. Ease up on the xenophobia. Don't stone, as the song says, stone the Chinese them and run them, and no, it's not necessary. All right? I personally don't endorse it, and I don't encourage anybody to do it either. All right? But as I was saying, after the one now out of Yui, that was Tuesday, by Saturday we heard about one at St. Anne's Bay. It was initially Anata Bay Hospital. It was initially Anata Bay Hospital. The patient was transferred to St. Anne's Bay. We saw a Gleaner report yesterday that the patient was further transferred to Kingston. That is erroneous. The patient is still at St. Anne's Bay. I got confirmation that the patient indeed is still on the Kaiser ward, whatever you want to call it, Kaiser ward at St. Anne's Bay, which is a private ward. I don't know how well they can isolate her, but they're isolating her. But we have some interesting things to talk about this. You know, they have been talking about case definition. This clip right here was from the press conference, the emergency press conference them have right before the earthquake shake. We are going to talk about the earthquake, but we don't talk about coronavirus first. This press conference they had where Dr. Bruce, which is the gentleman sitting beside Chris Tufton, who is the senior medical officer at University Hospital. Now, Dr. Bruce is a very good friend of mine, and I highly respect him. But you know, when me put on my journalistic cap, me cuss everybody. Dr. Bruce sat at that table and spoke about the case definition of coronavirus. Right? Now, bear in mind, I am not a doctor. But me love read and me love research. And me get medical training. And I was a drug rep for years. So me understand medical journals and case definition and all of them something. Because me used to sell legal drugs. Right? For 10 years. Anyway. Dr. Bruce spoke about the case definition of coronavirus. And I was very, it shocked me. Because I know that normally it takes a while for a new disease before a case definition is defined. A case definition is basically where they put a group of symptoms together, that they study it over time, and they put the symptoms together to say, all right, this is what is going to happen. The people don't even understand dengue case definition yet. You don't realize that them don't even understand dengue case definition yet. Well, look how much dengue misdiagnosis you see. The case definition is to prevent misdiagnosis. So when you see certain things, you basically say, all right, we need to rule out this disease. So in the case of Yui, they remember now, you cannot test for coronavirus in Jamaica. Right? You cannot test for coronavirus in Jamaica. Let me play the clip from the press conference.
At Mona, I think you would have been here because of what I gather was discussion on social media about a particular patient who we saw at the University Hospital this morning. The patient was transferred to us from another hospital, and the doctors at the emergency room at the University Hospital evaluate this patient as we usually do. In evaluating the patient, because the patient had a history of travel to Asia, in China specifically, the team, rightfully so, considered whether or not one of the differential diagnoses, as we say in medicine, should be considered this viral outbreak that you have seen internationally. The patient does not meet the case definition of the coronavirus, and maybe PAHO and the ministry will comment on that afterwards. But out of an abundance of caution, the doctors just wanted to ensure that they discussed this. The patient is doing well. The patient does not have a fever above 38 degrees by the case definition at this time. And the University Hospital will continue to do the evaluation and testing, and will discharge the patient home as per our usual protocol as soon as all of those testing and evaluation are completed.
All right. So what he's basically saying is that the patient, he said patient singular, me here say patients plural, but I will leave it at patient singular. He's saying that the patient does not have coronavirus because the patient does not fit the case definition, and the case definition would include a fever of over 38 degrees Celsius, which is 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Right? That's what he said. Right? And you hear him. Right? Watch that video, you know. I'm going to show you something else. Because I'm telling you, when I tell you, Jamaican doctors are always a few steps behind when I think a joke.
Virus himself. This is the city's first coronavirus patient, and he didn't have a fever when he first went to hospital. He was only admitted 2 days later when he returned still unwell and still with no fever.
This time on the X-ray, we found a patch of pneumonia in the middle of the right lung. So as a result, he was actually isolated.
The doctor who first treated him is both health advisor to the world body and to Hong Kong's chief executive. He forewarned of a global emergency, and a lot of it is because this is a new deadly virus.
Well, there are a lot of unknowns about this new virus. How is it transmitted? Now we can only assume this is through respiratory droplets and contact with the droplets. But the source of animal, we have no idea what it is. Okay, so if you don't know the source, it makes it difficult. And so far, there's no autopsy performed for those who have deceased. So we don't have much understanding about the pathogenesis.
When I see the man there, the Asian man, he is the foremost authority on the novel coronavirus. And what he's basically saying is that, listen, we don't know enough about this disease to tell you what to expect. We are playing it by ear. So I find it very strange when Jamaican authorities come out and say that this is definite without doing a test, without commissioning tests. Because listen, when you go to the first world country, them and you have cough, sneeze, you even look sick, you know. You could have fever or not little more, you know. They must say you have suspected coronavirus until them test you and rule it out, you know. But in Jamaica, we're doing things reverse. What we're doing is saying, no man, it's not coronavirus. And we don't have no testing facility. You understand? So this would be basically officially we have 2 suspected coronavirus, because until you rule out coronavirus, you cannot say definitively that the patient does not have it. Right? And everywhere else, I see I getting people coming at me and cursing me. Oh, you well wanted, come here, E. Hey, you look like you're happy, say it reach this and that. Every other jurisdiction on this planet, when they have suspected cases of coronavirus, you report it, because it is now a global emergency. That's what you do in a global epidemic. You report suspected until you rule it out and say, all right. They did it in Chicago this week, where there was 1 suspected case of coronavirus, and when the test came back and it was negative, them say, all right, she don't have it. So what is the problem? When people, when the news hit, I mean, it's like Jamaican people want to be in the dark. We want to repeat the same mistake that we made with dengue. Me not depend that we do know, you know. Me not depend that we do know. Because listen to me, my 3 pitney them was in the first set of pitney them we get dengue. Right? And me not go through that again. So me not depend that. I am not on that. We need to demand that the authorities tackle this from in the front. Make everybody know. Some people don't even know what coronavirus is. I'm going to depend that. All right? One more thing I want shown upon the coronavirus thing. I don't know if we're going to be able to read it. Right? But the case definition. The government put out a press release with read the patient that was from Anata Bay that ended up in St. Anne's Bay. Right? Now, this is the problem I am having. The government is saying that the patient complain of headache, anorexia, which is basically she not eating, chills, you only get chills when you have a fever, dryness to the throat, right, and generalized weakness. So that's malaise, headache, anorexia. As I said, chills is a response to fever, so even if she did not have a fever at the time, she may have self-medicated, Panadol, whatever. The fact that she have chills means she have a history of fever, right? Right? And the government, this is the government now, press release from the ministry is saying that it does not at this time meet the case definition of novel coronavirus. Now the case definition, as I said to you, case definition for surveillance, which is the other report. Now, what I'm saying to you is that the case definition is constantly changing, because they can't define the disease until they know exactly. And when they hear the China man talk a while ago, right? Him say he's the foremost authority, and the man say him don't know. All right? Now, read what the case definition for surveillance says. Now, this is the European one, because WHO haven't even updated their case definition yet from last year. So it look like, say, the Ministry of Health is using the case definition from Wapikil Philo, right? Which no really update, because, as I said, this is something that is moving. Every day they learn new things about this disease. So the patient basically acute respiratory infection, and some of the signs are sudden onset of one of the following. cough, sore throat, shortness of breath requiring hospital admission or not, right? Been in close contact. Now the patient comes with the patient sick. The patient is ill, right? Now there is the case. Oh dear, what did I do? There is a case right now. There is a case in China, mainland China, of a 10-year-old boy who's, they were having their Chinese New Year celebrations. So the family together, parents, grandparents, and his parents and grandparents all tested positive for coronavirus. They were sick. They were all sick. And he was asymptomatic, meaning he had no signs or symptoms at all. And on his parents' insistence, they tested him. And when they tested him, they saw that his lungs were fully consolidated, meaning that he had pneumonia in both his lungs. So he had no symptoms, right? This means that people can remain asymptomatic and still be sick. And still, the thing with coronavirus, what they're saying is that it has a long incubation period, meaning it takes a long time between when you catch the disease and when you start getting sick, right? They say 5 to 14 days. That's a very long incubation period. But the thing is with it, you can get, during that incubation period, you can spread it, right? That never happened with SARS. That didn't happen with MERS. Those are other coronavirus. We're talking about the novel coronavirus now. Remember, you have 7 different types of coronaviruses that can transmit, that humans catch. This is the 7th one, right? You have SARS, sudden acute respiratory syndrome. Remember that one from early in the 2000s where killed off a heap of people. You have MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, where it was later on like around 2007, 2008. Those are also very deadly, but they're at another end of the spectrum. Now, this one, they call it novel coronavirus. Novel means new, so they just found out about it. They haven't named it as yet. So we call it novel coronavirus, right? No, this one is much more contagious than SARS and MERS. Because we are now at 17,000. The infection since morning, I've been monitoring it. It's now at 17,000, right? We have already surpassed, doubled the amount of people that were infected by SARS. SARS infection rate was 8,000 people. The thing is, SARS has a higher mortality rate of like 10%, whereas this is 2%. But if 1 million people get this, obviously it's gonna kill more people than what SARS killed. Because much more people would have gotten it. It's at a 2% mortality rate, I believe. And this is the issue with novel coronavirus. How it is so contagious that is like everybody are going to get it. And if 2% of everybody who get it dead, a whole heap of people are going to dead. I hope you understand what I'm saying. You understand? So I'm going to do a video afterwards about protecting yourself. Because we're not going to make the same mistake we make with dengue. Right? We know that it is around, so we need to tackle it. We need to jump in front of it, even if the authorities don't want to jump in front of it. We need to act as though it is here already, even though they're saying it is not here. They have not tested these individuals, and even if they in quiet did, because them not tell, we say them sending the samples go abroad for testing, and you can only get them tested in the US or Canada, and the people them not tell we if them testing the people them, you know. And as far as me concerned, even if them test them, we're not going to know the results. Them not going to tell we. So we in our mind, in our brain, we better just prepare ourselves. Say, all right, it done there already. How can we prevent ourselves from catching it? Or even if we catch it, how can we ensure that it is non-fatal to us? Right? And I've been doing a lot of research. Remember, I'm not a doctor. And the research that I am doing is available to anybody. It named Google, it named YouTube. You have a lot of doctors who are putting out daily videos on it. Daily videos, daily articles, health professionals. And we're talking about the experts, right? Epidemiologists, people who are studying this disease from all over the world. They are putting the information out there. As a matter of fact, there is one that I follow very closely. I'm going to tell you his name. Him did just pop up a while ago. All right, his name is Dr. John Campbell. He just put out his latest video 1 hour ago, and he is now basically his video is comparing coronavirus with MERS and SARS. All right, now Dr. John Campbell, he is like one of the leading world experts on all of these weird diseases. He's an old man, but him very, very knowledgeable, and him break things down. You can follow WHO on YouTube too. Just do your own research. I'm not the brightest in the candle in the pack, but I love read. I love research, and I encourage all of you to do the same thing. Let me tell you something. Jamaicans have this over dependence on medical professionals. What doctor said to them is gospel. So it's like doctor can't make mistake. Well, I'm here to tell you, so every single day doctors make mistakes because they are humans, right? The best doctor that a person can have is themselves, because nobody knows your own body like you, right? Go and get the information, arm yourself with the information, and prepare yourself and your family. You owe it to yourself, right? Let us not make the same mistake that we made with dengue, where our heads were in the sand because we have the authorities who are were basically lying to us. They try to and nobody can tell me so they never suppress those figures, right? So let us jump ahead of this. All right, that is my personal advice, or if you want to call it my stupid advice. Yeah, let's jump in front of it. Let us not make the same mistake that we made with dengue, and I'll end up with a lot of dead people. You understand? Yes, Lisa, the government and them cover up, but let's just do what we can do as people, which is to educate each other. Basics, right? Basics of hygiene, but also we need to build our immune systems. All right? We need to build up our immune system. All right. Okay. All right, my guess, I'm just seeing, Reynard, I'm just seeing your message on WhatsApp. I'm going to link with you at 9:45, all right? I just want to get through some of the things that I want to get through. So now that we have spoken about coronavirus. Before I come off of coronavirus, this was so sad, and this is Akara Golson, who is in China.
She's now running out of food and water, which have become scarce. She told Radio Jamaica News that the situation is dire.
I don't go outside, even to take out my very garbage. I'm even afraid. I just stay in my room as much as I can, but I am so scared. I am so scared. I am so scared. I am so scared. I don't know how much to express the fear that I have inside in me, but Jamaica really needs to do something about this. We want to leave. Nobody wants to stay. We all want to leave because this is a death and life situation. It has gotten so bad that you don't have to be in contact with me for me to get the virus. It is so easy to catch a virus right now. It has gone to second mutations to show you how much it has been widespread. We want to go home, Jamaica. We don't want to stay in China. We don't want to stay in China.
I'm never going to play the whole of it. It's available on my page. You can watch it at another time. Feel free to watch it. Just scroll through my page and it's there. All right, both on Facebook and on YouTube, I believe. Now, what y'all think? Because this has been a bone of contention all week. You have a lot of Jamaicans in China, approximately 800. Some want to come home, some want to stay. The young lady that is sick in St. Anne's Bay actually was a teacher who returned from China, right? Before them close off. By the way, we've closed all borders to Chinese. Them claim say them send back some Chinese people yesterday, 19. Me not say nothing. Them claim say them send back 19 Chinese people yesterday. Alright? We'll just leave it at that. But it's sticky. Do we leave our people in China to fend for themselves? The teachers, we have a lot of teachers, we have a lot of students, we have higglers who go over there to buy them goods. You remember I said Jamaican people go over there all the time to buy them things and come back and sell. Now people are stuck there. But may have a few questions. Is it that we ignore them, we leave them over there because me not depend that? We're not saying that you have to carry them back to Jamaica right now. Jamaica, first of all, there are no direct flights between Jamaica and China. So even if the Jamaican government made arrangements to get them out of China, we are not necessarily saying that you must take them to Jamaica. Right? Most other countries right now, whether they are developed or developing, are making preparations or have taken their citizens out of China already. Right? Jamaica is only Jamaica and Guyana. This morning I hear Guyana say it as well. Say, boy, on the depend no own, you know. And me have a big problem with that. How do you turn your back on your own citizens? In 2016, I saw the government bend backwards to get a convicted pedophile out of Qatar. Right? When you remember that case of the pilot where them said it raped the little picnic? Them bend backwards to get him out of there. Now we have innocent Jamaicans, and the teachers may have the resources to buy food and restock, you know, but the students don't. Now my suggestion is the Foreign Affairs Ministry should be able to collaborate with other countries like Russia, some of those developed countries who have their own flights, who are in the process of moving their people out and taking them to their quarantine areas. We can make arrangements for them to take. If you arrange for 2 or 3 countries to take out Jamaicans, why we can't do that? How about Russia? How about Japan? We have good relationships with these countries. How about some of them? EU came together and removed their nationals. How about asking EU to take in some Jamaicans right now? I don't think that they're on top of this at all. I don't think they're thinking this thing through properly. The people them need, right now, we see a lot of them. And let me tell you, there was a release from the Jamaicans in China. They have an association, and they did put out a release. And they laid the cards on the table. That is also on my page. You can go follow that up. All right? But I'm done with Wuhan virus for today. I don't talk about coronavirus today now. We talk about the earthquake. So immediately after the press conference, I kid you not, as the press conference done Tuesday, the place started shake. There was a magnitude 7.7 earthquake on the north coast of Jamaica, 134 kilometers north of Lucy, Hanover, 139 kilometers north of Montego Bay, on January 28 at 2:10 p.m. I just want to say that in the past 7 days, we have had 5 earthquakes. All right, there have been aftershocks that you are not feeling. 5 of them. All right, but let me just say this, that a lot of Jamaicans are freaking out about, boy, we lucky with this and that. That earthquake never hit Jamaica, right? If you understand plate tectonics, I did the little geography in high school. I did the geography, I remember plate tectonics. The fault line there, where the earthquake licked, that northern fault line, basically it's separating the Caribbean plate. Try remember, so we have fault line we run right through Jamaica too, you know. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you now. Try remember that we have fault lines that run straight through Jamaica, right? Middle Jamaica. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to show you. Alright? Because it's like, when you don't understand how lucky we are. The earthquake that flattened Haiti was nowhere as powerful as this one, you know. Do y'all realize that? It was nowhere near what the one in Haiti were basically in 2010 were destroy Haiti and kill how much thousands and thousands of people. It was nowhere as powerful as this one. Alright. I'm showing you the fault lines that cross the Caribbean. I like educate people, you know. I like to educate people. Alright, I find it. The anatomy of a Caribbean earthquake. I see somebody put up. This was an old article. Alright. Here we go. Let me show now. See it there. Alright. So the earthquake we hit the other day is somewhere up here, so. Up here, so. Alright? Up above us. Look how many fault lines you have running through Jamaica. I'm showing you how lucky we are. You see, this fault line here is the one where rock hit the other day. This was the one where the same one. That's why some people felt it in St. Thomas. That same fault line runs right through Jamaica, and it's a very active fault line. That was the one that mashed up Haiti the other day. It comes straight through Jamaica too. You realize where it come to? Right through the middle of Jamaica. We have fault line right up here, so. We have fault line we come right down through. Right? So this is in this microplate. The earthquake hit the other day. Gonave or Gonave microplate. Right? Jamaica is the top border of the Caribbean plate. Alright? I'm showing you this because I want you to see how lucky we were. So when I talk about 7.7 magnitude earthquake, Jamaica it never liquid. Anyhow that did liquid. Port Royal was 7.1 or something like that. We sink Port Royal. Anyhow that did ever liquid in a 1 hour fault line them. Jamaica would have sink. That may I tell you now. Right? So moving on. I'm gonna touch base with Reynard because we want to talk about a very important topic before we talk about before we talk to Vanessa, who is the mother of Raji. But let us see what happened in Jamaica over the last week. There were, according to the Observer, 110 murders in January. However, me get one WhatsApp message from some news. Me try to find it for now. Right. I got a WhatsApp message, an update. 35 murders were recorded across Jamaica last week, an average of 5 per day. The result was Jamaica recorded 116 murders in January. Murders are up 8% over the comparative period last year. So the information has since been updated. It's not 110, it's 116. And I put up these things all the time, and I realize that of late when I put them up, people come and attack me. That, oh, you like to focus on bad news. Show a little good news. Listen, it's news me report. I report the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you can't deal with the bad news, just like when bad news come on primetime news, and CVM news, TVJ news, and CVM news, and I turn off the TV, scroll past the page. Because I report the news. And if it is there, whether it's good or bad, I'm going to report it. So, remember last week we lost Galen Buchanan violently. Water, right? His body was found in the water. Allegedly, he was murdered by his stepdad, who them now have in custody, by the way. 2 more children were found dead in water this week. I don't have the picture of little Rajan Brown, but he's from... I want to show you that little video clip again. Just a quick video of the scene where he was found. And that's his mom right there on the scene where his body was found. floating in the Noranda Backside Pond. Now, let me say there, the police have ruled out foul play where this child is concerned. It looked like either him did drop in there or he decided to go for a swim and fell in difficulties and seemed to drown. Now that water is extremely toxic, so I would like to think that the child did not deliberately try to swim in it. But for hours, I was on the phone with people who called me from down there, and for hours after the child's body was found, they couldn't recover it. And you know, that's the video that I thought I had uploaded when the divers were actually trying to recover his body. The JDF had to come in, and the JDF, I have that video, but I would never dare show the video of his body being taken out of the water. I didn't post it either, and I know me not like post them. I don't post picnic body. Alright, I get them all the time, but me not post it. Alright, but I cried when I saw the little boy coming out of the water, the diver taking the body out of the water. It was so sad. And there was another case of so Rajan was 10 years old, and of course this was near Alexandria, a district name near Alexandria. I think it named Water, I don't remember what it named, but it's near Alexandria in St. Anne. And then this little sweetie pie, Mark Leslie, 11-year-old, he went missing on Wednesday, and his body was found on Friday. I posted him up in there, but from I post him up before they found his body, I did just get a bad feeling about it. His body was found in a stream in Temple Hall. With his, blood was on the scene. What the police are saying is that he was not, they don't know how he died. They suspect foul play for this one. But he did not die where his body was found. His body was moved to that location. So they said blood was on the scene. They suspect foul play. His bag was over his head. The authorities, in regards to this case, they are appealing to parents and guardians of these children to make the report earlier, because they're saying that the guardians of Mark took too long to report him missing. They reported him missing at 10:30 p.m. the night, which as far as they're concerned was too late. And there was a fire in Montego Bay where 2 children were burnt. The 3-year-old burned to death. I think it's so sad. The mother went to a shop, and children, the house, I don't know the semantics of this case. After a while, I started tuning out all of these children death. There is also another case that I didn't report of a man. I didn't put it up. 2 girls were chopped by their neighbor in Old Harbor. The younger sister, they were left by their stepdad, who went, as he regularly did, to go and escort their mother in from work. Apparently where they live is very dangerous, and it's so sad. Let me tell you what makes this case so traumatic. The fact that this man, him stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. To walk with the girls to go and get the mother would have been dangerous, right? But him have to go get the mother because the place is dangerous. So he left them in the house, which was the safest place, walked through the lonely, dangerous part to get the mother and carry her home, escort her home to ensure her safety. And during that time, the dirty neighbor boy got raped the little picnic, and the other child caught him raping her, sounded an alarm, and he chopped them up. They didn't die. Police hold the boy. Police hold him. I'm going to see if I can touch base with Reynard now. Alright, Reynard is saying he's ready, so let me just turn on. So Reynard, let me show you his picture. He just put out, I played his song last week. Last week I played his song. His tribute to his daughter, Ray Marie Bryan, who passed away December 5th from dengue. Alright. So we're not talking about that really today. We're talking about another serious issue. He's an artist. He's a singer. And all right, Reynard, you're on? You hearing me?
You can hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. How are you? Morning.
I'm greetings.
All right, morning. So I'm just letting the people know why I bring you on. So today there's an important topic that we want to touch on, and it's the music. All right, the influence of the music on the children. This is something that now Reynard has his own live program, right? And it's every night you do it, right? On your
It's
page.
like twice per week.
Twice per week. All right.
Going up for like Mondays and Fridays.
Okay, like Mondays and Fridays or so. Okay. All right, but we were having an interesting discussion on his page about the impact of music on the psyche of the children, and that's what we want to talk about briefly, because this whole thing came up because what's your name? The children's advocate came out and said that how the discussion had to do with Vibes Cartel being on a pedestal. That's how it started. And I put up on my page that I agreed, and people nearly near my head off. She was saying take Vibes Cartel off the pedestal. Right? And the thing about it, it's not just Vibes Cartel, it's just the negative music on a whole. I think Vibes Cartel represents this whole type of music. He's not the only one. Let's just put that. I don't want no cartel from no Gaza people come from my throat. Right? So, all right, Reynard, your stage name is Substance, right?
Yeah, the Substance.
Right. So we're gonna hear from Substance, who is a recording artist, on what his views are on this. So welcome. Tell us how you feel about this whole music thing.
Give thanks. I just said, Kamala, the first point to be looking at is that Vibes Carter's name will always be there because he's the king, of course. You know, everybody hears him as the king of dancehall, so that's why people make him easy for cause. But at the end of the day, a lot of artists will have to do the same thing, or even worse than he's doing, but he inspired them.
Right.
That's the thing again. He inspired them, so it's just easy to free him call because he's the head of all of this negativity in the music, but also not the artist only should be blamed because the ones that may promote the negative music supposed to get blamed as well. These jocks,
yes,
you know, all the people play a vital role in music. Mm-hmm. They are the ones as well because that's where the money is for them. Mm-hmm. You know, it's this whole payola thing. Payola. It's where you pay if you get played.
Right.
You know, that's one of the most damaging contributions to the whole this youth mindset nowadays. You know, because if an artist come with like a positive song, somewhere uplifting, you can hear it one time, and then them throw it at, because that now get everybody going crazy. You know,
indeed.
That now get everybody jump up on the neck and all them something there. Rest in peace to the Empress, and I hear pass off the whole dancing thing and thing, and that was tragic.
It was very tragic.
You know,
we had our sister on last week
too. If you really realize the music, it instills emotions. It evokes emotions in all the way. Because it's frequencies.
Right.
So the negative message and negative frequencies will always evoke negative emotions.
Right.
Negative reactions. You know, so we as a people just need to start listening and careful, because music is a part of your diet too.
Right.
Be careful what you intake. You just have to care for what you intake.
Definitely. You know, I studied dance. A lot of people don't know that. I went to Edna Manley and studied dance. And one thing I know about the drumming is that drumming connects to us on a spiritual level, a deeper level. It's spell. It's basically when you hear the bass in the music, the drumming in the music, basically it's spell work. It basically puts us in a trance, right? When the lyrics to the song is spell work. You understand? When you have minds that are not developed and they are impressionable. You ever wonder why children learn music so easily? Because their brains are like sponges and they soak it up.
And struggle in the classroom to listen.
Exactly.
They struggle to listen, but they can catch on to a song so easily.
Because of the bass line, the music to it, right? Because of the music.
Yeah.
Right, because especially when a brain is young, when you put words to music, it is easy to instill it. So if we were creative as a people, or we were forward thinking as a people, we would basically sing all the lessons to children and they would learn it. But instead we have people singing foolishness to them, and they're learning that, because sometimes I don't play music in my house at all. Generally, I don't play good music, bad music. I just don't play music in my house at all. You understand? If I want to listen to music, whatever I'm listening to, I put it in my headset and listen it through. Right? But yet, when we pass, if I'm passing in traffic and a song is playing on the radio in somebody else's vehicle, my children know it. You understand?
Yeah, and then you don't play it, so that simply means that you are not the one that taught them.
Exactly.
Because it's out there.
It's out there. And people need to understand that. Because you see, a lot of what people, the naysayers to this argument are saying is that parents need to control what their children listen to. But children are not always in the presence of their parents. They go to school for 6 to 8 hours a day. They commute. A lot of children commute on their own. They're in these vehicles where the taxi man them and the bus man them playing these songs. You stop at the traffic light, for instance, when the traffic build up on the road, and you are forced to stay beside a taxi man or a regular, not even just a taxi man, just somebody who is blaring their music, and they're blaring these obscene lyrics, and you're forced to listen to it, whether you're a Christian or what. When you have children, especially in the inner city, having dance beside them every night and hearing these music when they're supposed to sleep for go school the next morning. Yeah. Or when them sleeping, them brain absorbing these things.
But that's the most what should I say now? Most absorbent that a brain can be when it's just in its subconscious state.
Exactly.
Because when them actually hear this music during their sleep, when they're just not active any at all, that's when it's seeping even more.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even more. So I would implore, and not every parent will take the approach that you take by not playing music.
Yeah.
That's a strong stance, and I salute you for that. But let's say any parent on the live right now hearing, I would implore parents, play music that you would like for your child to act out. Not listen to, but act out. So think of it like this: if you wouldn't like your daughter or son to do certain things, then you shouldn't be listening to that around them.
Exactly.
Because you're planting that seed in their mind, regardless of how you see them react to it. Them cover their ears and say, "Mommy, don't play that, Daddy, don't play that." They're listening to it. And they're going to research it when you not look. So just plant the seeds they want to see grow.
But you see, the thing is, they might not like the words, but they like the rhythm. But the rhythm, the words are tied to the rhythm. So when they like the rhythm and they're listening to it, the words are seeping into their subconscious.
But that's the trick. That's the trick to it, That's the trick to it. If you realize, even hip hop music nowadays, none of them songs you're not really. Majority of the songs they're really not teaching nothing whatsoever. But the beat, once it come on, you go ballistic, you go crazy.
Exactly.
And then you are so receptive. Seeing that you're in such high frequency, you're so receptive to all the garbage that's coming behind the beat. You don't realize that you're filling your head with garbage, hence you start living your life like depending on this garbage that's in your head.
Exactly.
That's really what it is.
And it's cause and effect. The world is basically a cycle. It's cause and effect, and people don't tie this to the violence that's happening in the society, the total breakdown of social norms. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't tie this to a breakdown of the morals, but it is all interconnected. You understand? We keep blaming the next generation, saying that they were worse than the one before. But then if we put these things out there for the children to absorb, what do we expect?
For the generation to come.
Exactly. So it doesn't make any sense to me at all. So the thing is, we need strong people to get up, and regardless of the people who are out there bashing people like me, can me get the bashing all the time, and saying, "Oh, leave Gaza alone, I'm in jail, and wanna still call up him name." It's not him, it's the whole genre, right? We're not. No, I like dance hall beats because, as I say, me's a dancer. I'm a dancer, right? Me kind of retire-ish now, but I grew up dancing. Music does that's why I understand, because music does something to me. It basically entrances me. That's why I try to unless I intend to do something with that music, I don't listen to the music, because I will be listening to music and I'm dancing and I don't even realize that I'm dancing. And that's just me, because I'm a dancer. That's how my body interprets music and responds to music. I might not listen to the words, but as a dancer, I know every single beat of the music, because basically my body absorbs the beat. Children are like that too. It's neuroplasticity. You understand? Some children absorb words. I know a little boy that hear a song 2 times and him know every word in the song.
Yeah, man.
So you have to be careful what you expose children and even adults too. Because when it plant in them brain, it's cause and effect. Listen, word power sound. The people them know about this long time, word power sound. Now so it go.
You know what? Let me add to something you just said. You said children will react to this evil quicker than we are. The fact of the matter is a lot of adults are still children in their mind. They still have a child mindset. So they still even do the things that a child's supposed to do, like reacting to this type of music. And
because they grew up
I
being fed
will
it.
challenge whosoever listening now, if we will agree that the music itself is also contributing to the physical and domestic abuse that females even face.
Exactly.
Because the music itself degrades. The music itself, sadly, I'm a part of the music, but the music itself contributes to the degrading of females. Now, once men can participate in that, trust me, there's no limit to what extent that can go. No limit.
You're so right. You're so right. But you know, the adults of today are the ones who were fed the music of the early 2000s. Think about it.
Correct.
The people are saying, oh, we attack Vybz Kartel. But who was prominent in the early 2000s?
He was the king.
Exactly. So right now, unfortunately, and I would never for 1 minute say that Kartel didn't put out good music. He did. You understand? He put out great music, and he is a lyrical genius. I'm just so disappointed that he's such a brilliant person and he used it to invoke so much negativity. You understand? And I challenge people to realize that we need positive music. It's there. It's just that look at Coffee. Coffee won the Grammy. And I have yet to hear a negative song put out by Coffee. You understand? So that's the music. And listen, it's there, you know. It is there. But as you said at the beginning, that this whole payola thing and what making people go crazy, because you have some really upcoming young, even your music. I've been listening to your music. I would consider you in that class of young reggae dancehall artists that singing, putting out good music out there. I hear this young man named Mortimer the other day. His voice just mesmerized me.
Yeah, Mortimer.
His music is like, his music is it's mind blowing. Trust me. And you have even like a Protege and a Lila Aiki, and that whole class, Chronics, that whole class of artists that are up and coming right now. Jesse Royal, that whole group of young artists that are coming up, putting out positive music out there, and it is not being played, but the music is good music. And I'm so happy for Coffee. I'm so happy because she proved that she never have to strip down herself. She never have to, because she dress, she's always covered. She never have to sell sex, and she still accomplished the greatest honor in music today at 19 years old. You know?
What I would like to say, like, to any artist, I would say any artist, it's like, approach music as if you're healing or you're damaging the earth. Because these songs they put out are seeds. You know, look at Bob Marley. Look how long Bob Marley sing them songs them.
Yeah.
And even though you can listen to Bob Marley song and still feel the energy and the vibe he was going through at the time of recording.
Exactly.
You can still feel healed by this song.
Yeah, quite right.
We just want the artists them, because I lose respect for any artist. They can come on national TV or radio and say they are not a role model. I lose respect for you. Why are you doing music then? Why are you doing music? Why are you a public figure? If you're not a role model, why are you a public figure?
And you know, I'm happy you brought that up, because on the same post that from the same lady, the children's advocate. Well, that's one comment I remember as you made your comment a while ago. One comment that stood out is that parents must not allow all of these people to be their children role model. Parents should be their own children's role model. A parent cannot determine who his or her child looks up to.
Exactly. That's hypocritical. That's very hypocritical to say. Very. As an artist, that's very hypocritical to say.
You understand? You're quite right, because if you're in the spotlight and people don't look up to you, then why are you in the spotlight?
Why are you in the spotlight? Why? And why are you in music if your aim is not to make change and create change? Why are you doing music? What's your purpose?
Well, a lot of them, the change that they're aiming to create is obviously not good. Right? We hear this argument that they're saying that they're singing about what is happening, the reality. But what we need to understand is that we are the ones who have to control our reality. You understand?
We create the reality.
We create our reality. Yeah. You know?
We're just living on an earth where a lot of damaged persons, not because their title says professor, not because their title says doctor, prime minister, minister of this, minister of that, artist. They're damaged, and they will project that damaged lifestyle and the trauma that they didn't heal from to any channel they're responsible for. Like, it could be music, it could be anything.
You're so right.
They will project that.
Toxic. It's just toxic energy.
Yeah, toxic energy. They will transfer that to you. Audience, pastors, you name it. No matter what title you can give them, once they're not healing themselves, they will transfer that toxic energy to you, because you now put them on a pedestal. You put them.
Exactly.
You hold your whole mind and soul to them.
Exactly. And it's something as simple as music. So people, join in the discussion. I'm not looking at your comments now. I will check after and we'll go through them, because I'm going to move straight to the other guests. Thank you so much, Renard, for joining me. Today we have to continue this another time. We will continue this discussion another time. I will probably do another program. Okay, and probably do a longer program on it. All right. So thank you so much. Blessings. Definitely. We have so much to talk about. Take care.
Anytime.
All right. All right. So that was Reynard Bryan, aka Substance, a recording artist, and he puts out good music. I mean, you can go on YouTube and search him up. His latest single, Angel's Cry. Let me show you the. That's it. It's a single dedicated to the memory of his child, Ray Marie Bryan, who passed away in December from dengue fever. And I don't remember if you remember, I was telling you all that this little girl haunted me. Like, she died, I heard about her death, and I couldn't sleep the night. I just kept seeing her. Well, that's his daughter. And that kind of brought us together because of my experience, and he reached out to me, and we have been in dialogue ever since. But this is not a show on dengue, all right? So I'm just happy that he came to touch base with me, so I can. I know so I blow up the line, Let me see what y'all saying. All right. Cheryl Reedy saying you're doing a wonderful job in bringing awareness and solution to a lot of the issues. Thank you, Cheryl. All right. Michelle is saying I have been sending my family and friends every information I can get. All right. Great. All right. Thank you, Michelle. All right. Let me see what y'all saying over on YouTube. All right. Natalie is saying these kids' phone music, sick stomach and seems parents can't do anything. That's the thing, The music is so readily available. I have a 9-year-old. I tell my story all the time. I have 3 children. My eldest son, Sean Douglas, he'll be 20 this year. He's an adult now. The first day that the first time Sean Douglas knew who Vybz Kartel was in 2013 when he started high school. Because as I said in the conversation before, I don't play music at home. If we're in the car, most of the time I'm listening to RJR, and RJR don't really play a whole heap of music. It's bare talk show. I'm the talk show type of person. I don't listen to music because it's not deliberate, but I don't listen to music in the presence of my children, right? I'm just like very paranoid. I don't know why, but I just don't. Anyway, when Sean Douglas was in first form, I heard him singing Vibe. No, before that, him come to me one day and ask me who is Vibes Cartel. And I asked him, I said, where you hear about Vibes Cartel? Who tell you about Vibes Cartel? Boy, them talking about him at school. And that's how he was introduced. And he became interested because his peers around him were talking about it and playing the music and singing the music at school. Sean Douglas went to KC. Sean Douglas became engrossed in everything Vibes Cartel. Not only that, he started playing it in my house and exposing his younger brother and sister to it. At that time, when he was in started high school, I had a little one. Sebastian was a baby, and Sundari was 7 thereabouts, at a very impressionable age. You understand? Me and him knock heads because I tell him not in my house. The problem now is that Sebastian has been exposed to this kind of music, and it's not just cartel now. When I say cartel now, I'm talking in general. Sebastian now is 9 years old and has been already exposed to this kind of music. Me still not play music. I don't play music. And if music is going on in my vehicle, when I'm driving, it's probably Bergerman playing it between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock when I pick my children up from school. And most of the time, when you know, Bergerman play older music, right? Some of the old love song, them and them something there. He not really play inappropriate music. But yet my 9-year-old still knows the inappropriate music because he's been exposed. He have a phone, but on his phone, he can't watch those things. So I know it's not through his phone. It's somewhere else. My oldest son don't live with me anymore because he's a chef and him work and him stay with grandma and no one thing. But so it's not even him. But then my daughter is there. She know the same thing what happened to Shandy happened to she because she go high school. She's surrounded by all of these people. The point I'm trying to make is that we can't keep our children in a bubble. And so collectively we all have to take responsibility for each other's children. It can't be about me looking out for my children alone, you looking out for your children alone, because you have children who don't have anybody looking out for them that are still in contact with our children. And those children who have nobody looking out for them and are exposed to all of these things, they are the ones who are influencing my children and your children. So we have to look out for each other's children. Because the school them alone can't do it. And I don't want to hear about parents and parenting, and because as Reynard said, this generation we're coming up now, this generation of parents, these are the generations before who were exposed to the same violent music, who have that already ingrained in their, they have it already ingrained in their psyche. You understand what I'm saying? Word, power, sound. It's very powerful. Word, power, sound. Take it from me. Alright, so I'm going to now reach out to Vanessa. And as I said, Vanessa's son, Rajay, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Alright? Alright. Somebody just... So I'm going to reach out to her now. Her story was featured last week in the papers. It's not going through on WhatsApp. I'll try straight.
Hello, morning.
Hi, Vanessa. Kamla here. I
Hi.
have you live on my show. You hear?
Hi, good
All
morning,
right.
everyone.
Okay, great. So, as I was telling you, viewers, Vanessa Williams is the mother of Rajay Josephs. And Rajay was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma. That's right, right? It's Hodgkin's
Right.
lymphoma. How long ago was he diagnosed?
He was diagnosed on the 4th of July.
Last year. How old is Rajay?
Rajay is 8 years old.
He's 8 years old. All right. So, mommy, when he got sick, what? I heard an interview with. I read the interview. You said that something was wrong with his head. How did you know that he was sick?
On his birthday, we noticed that he had a cold. Nothing significant, just a regular common cold. And then, like about a week or two after, I realized that he had a lymph node on the side of his neck. I took him to the doctor. They said it's nothing. He's young. It's probably something that he's allergic to because he does have a lot of allergies. So she gave him some Aerolin and some other things for allergy. As the time progresses, I think it's about 2 months after we went to Puerto Rico Beach and we took some pictures. So when we come back now, I was looking through the pictures to send to some other family members. And I realized that his head is not looking straight. It looks like his head is kind of tilted to one side. So I asked him to come and lean against the wall, and I took some other pictures just to look if his head is really lean. And when I did, I realized that, yes, his head is not straight. I took him back to the doctor because at this time, the one little lump that I saw, the lymph node that was on his collarbone, is now 2. And I took him back to the doctor. They said it's the same thing. It's allergies. It's nothing. I decided that I'm going to send she ran some blood tests, but on the blood test, nothing stand out. There was only just one thing that was a little bit out of range, and it was far out of range. But I sent the results to a friend of mine who was studying to be a doctor, and he showed it to his professor. And this professor said I should take him to see him and at UWI. So I did. And that's where the journey started. They took a blood sample and did some different tests, and it came back positive for Steinberg cells. So at that time now, we were referred to the hematology clinic, and they decided that they're going to do a biopsy. And they did that. They removed the 2 of the lumps. But when they realized it wasn't, though we're seeing 2 on the outside, it was 12 inside. So they removed 2 of the lumps, and they run the biopsy, and it came back positive for Hodgkin's lymphoma. We then was told that we have to do a PET CT, that is where they put the dye inside the bloodstream to see where the cancer cells are. And we did that on Ripon Road. It's $2,750 for it. When we did that test, it came back that the lymph nodes, the cancer cells attacked all the lymph nodes all over his body, except in his head. They were everywhere. Heart, lungs, spleen.
Oh my God.
Everywhere.
So that's stage 4?
Yes.
Wow. So he had no symptoms before you realized that he got the cold. He wasn't sick at all before that.
No, he wasn't sick at all before that. There was nothing at all wrong with him. He was going to school, active, nothing. There was nothing off about him.
All right. So he has had how many rounds of chemotherapy already?
5.
He has had 5. So how is he doing now? How is the cancer responding to the chemotherapy?
What the doctor said is that is what is categorized as a slow response. So they did see shrinkage of a couple of the tumors, but not significant shrinkage after so many cycles. So as a result, they're gonna continue and run 2 more cycles, so totaling 7. And for the other 2, medication will be coming from overseas, because most of the medication that we have in Jamaica are the generic form. So they will be importing the medication from overseas and run 2 cycles, and then we'll do the PET scan again and see how the cells are reacting to the new drug.
Have you considered looking at therapy overseas?
Sorry, can you repeat?
I was asking if you've considered looking at treatment overseas.
Yes, I have. It's very expensive. We initially, when we just found out, we went to Canada in September, and when we went to Canada in September, we went on a grant. When I applied for the grant, it was actually, we did not get back the result for the PET scan, which would have staged it at stage 4. We just had the blood test and the biopsy. That would be stage 2. So that was the information that I sent off to the hospital in Canada. So they took him on that basis. But then when we went and they realized that it was above what they initially thought, they said they can't help us.
Oh wow!
And because we're not citizens there, so it's like it would be like a trial and error to actually try to treat it, right? As we're doing in Jamaica, it's basically just trying to see if they can find the right formula to get rid of it. And they were not willing to take that risk because we're not citizens there, and you understand. So I do look into other places like the US and St. Jude's Hospital. I contacted them. They denied him based on the fact that they didn't have any space, and they told us that we'll have to wait 2 months, but he did not have the time to wait 2 months. Right. Because by this, he was having breathing issues. He was not able to breathe properly. He cannot walk, like, I may not even know distance that good, but he cannot walk the length of our living room without feeling pressure in his chest.
Okay.
So, because some of the lungs are suppressing his heart and his lungs, and those are the bigger ones. They are really significant. So, as a result, we could not wait 2 more months before we get through to St. Jude's. We had to start treatment. And St. Jude's will not take you if you already start treatment.
I understand.
Yeah, and other places, very, very expensive. Very expensive.
All right, so we will have to basically work with what we have available here and just pray and fast and hope that it's actually, because clearly it's a very aggressive cancer for it to spread so quickly. Yeah. And I understand Hodgkin's lymphoma. I understand the whole pathology of it, and it's really an aggressive type of cancer. But in the meantime, I know you said that he's required to do another. You are bringing in now the medication from overseas, and you provided me with a pro forma invoice. Right, and the amount of money that is required for this is US $1,800.
Yes, $1,800. That is for the one that is coming from overseas, and then it will be in a combination of the ones that is available here. So I think I sent you the invoice for that one. Also, it's $122,000.
Wow.
And then you'll have So both of those that you'll have to do. Currently, right now, as I speak to you, I'm actually at Huey right now because last night I realized that there's something wrong with his ears, and we're here now to do some other tests to find out what is happening inside his ear canal.
Okay. I feel the thing about it is that it suppresses the whole cancer in general, and the chemotherapy would suppress his immune response to anything. So it probably pick up a bug. But I probably have to talk to you off the air about what options they've given him for chemotherapy. I'm looking at the drug that what you sent me on the invoice.
Yes.
I don't know the case, but I'm going to talk to you off the air about, and I know the doctors are doing what they're supposed to do and all of that, but I don't know. Let us hope. So I know you need assistance, and this. I saw the story in the papers, listeners, viewers, and the reason why I brought Vanessa on is because Vanessa has some serious issues since her son has been sick. In terms of her resources has been completely depleted. She's unable to provide even basic food. She has another child, right, Vanessa? You have another child.
Yes, I have a 1-year-old son.
Right, and you have been unable to provide even food because I mean this whole thing has wiped out all of your resources, your money.
Right.
All right. So how can we assist you?
Anybody that is willing to donate whatever food items they can, and if you're gonna donate money-wise, you can donate to my Scotiabank accounts. As right now we are going meatless, so we don't eat meat at all or any processed food. As a result, so help him fight better. We have changed how he eats. So if you're gonna donate stuff, no processed food and no meat. For most days, he doesn't have an appetite for most days because some days he's not hungry any at all. But what I try to ensure that he drink ensure, because you know, me really want him to get really slim because it'll go even harder for me because with the seeing sick in a certain way, it's kind of harder.
Yeah.
So anybody who is willing to donate, we are open and we're very grateful for whatever assistance that we can get.
Most definitely, no problem. Thank you for sharing, Vanessa. I just pinned your account information on the live, and I will be putting up everything that you gave me so people have the information, and I will keep you posted. So thank you so much for agreeing to the interview so people can hear firsthand what you are experiencing, and all the best to you and Rajay. He's in our prayers, believe me.
Okay, thank you very much for having us and for helping us to get the word out.
No problem.
God bless you all.
Take care, Vanessa. All right, so that was Vanessa Williams, who is the mother of Rajay Josephs, and he's a young man, an 8-year-old child who is now battling with Hodgkin's lymphoma. And Hodgkin's lymphoma, boy, I didn't want to say it on air, but I didn't want to say it while I was speaking to her. I had my own experience with Hodgkin's lymphoma. I have a relative who, with both Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin's actually. My grandmother passed from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I have a cousin that died from Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2014. It's a very aggressive type of cancer. My cousin was diagnosed over the summer in September. I still have the message from her husband in my inbox. September, and she died in November. It's a very, very aggressive disease. So it is going to take everything out of this child, and she was 47 years old. It's going to take everything out of this child to fight this disease. It's going to take everything out of him to fight it. And we can only hope and pray, and anybody who can assist at all. I think I just pinned her account information on the Facebook Live. I'm going to go pin it over at YouTube as well, so you can see the information. Please to share it, please. I'm going to put up a story on a post both on Facebook and on YouTube so that you can help her if possible, please. Let me see if it's pinned. Yes. Alright, so Nari is asking the branch. I'm going to ask her the branch name. Alright, Nari, I'm going to ask her the branch information as well. Let me just WhatsApp her. Before the end of the live, I can tell you what branch. Alright, I messaged her. Probably she is out of range. She's at the hospital. So probably she doesn't have any Wi-Fi. So I will get back. I will put it on the post at some point when I am. So just look out for it, Nari. Alright? because she don't have any service right now. So I'm also putting the information over by YouTube. I don't know how to pin posts on YouTube. I'm still learning YouTube. Excuse me. Sorry, my YouTube people. I'm still learning. I put the post over there, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to pin it. My WhatsApp. Alright, I soon send it to you, Sonia. I soon send it to you here. Well, it's 4574572. That's what it is. 876-457-4572. I put my WhatsApp on here all the time. Alright, so yeah, so people, we're out of time. You see how fast the time fly? And I can't even say we're having fun because we had some very interesting topics to talk about today. And I just hope when you take the time to understand what myself and Substance were talking about, where the music is concerned with the children in them head. And collectively, we have to try and do something about it. We can't leave it to the teachers alone. We can't leave it to the parents alone. It's a societal issue. And we have to tackle it as a society. Right? I'm not even going to play no music. I'm afraid them shut down my live again. I am not going to play any music going out. It was Dennis Brown's birthday, and really and truly, I wanted to honor his memory by playing a song, but I'm not play it because them shut down my live a while ago because I did have him song up. So, I'm not going to make that mistake again. We're not doing that again. Alright? So, but that's it for the show today. That's it for the show today. I want to replay this clip that I played because, especially since we just spoke to Raje's mother, this is a clip that should give hope. This child who beat cancer to school, Calabar.
Coming outside.
And as I said, I'm playing this video again. And it's like this. And just to remind you to check out the website for the latest news, rightmango.club. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube if you haven't done so already. Kamla the Right Mango. I'm also on Instagram, Kamla_ the Right Mango. And you people on YouTube, if you don't follow me on Facebook, I'm also on Facebook, Kamla the Right Mango, so you can catch me everywhere. And remember to tune in Thursday for Healing You Naturally, the next episode of Healing You Naturally. We're going to try to get on one of the professionals. I'm not sure yet, but I am working on it, so I can't tell you what we're going to talk about. But what I can tell you that I am going to do a video about the steps we can take to prepare ourselves for coronavirus, for the novel coronavirus. I'm going to start from now, and I'm going to do an awareness video. Alright, we're jumping in front of this problem. So until next time, take care of yourself. Love, blessings. Be safe. Love each other. Washing your hands. Drink enough water. Gargle in the throat with salt water regularly. Take vitamin C. Sleep. All of these things. We're going to talk about everything. So take care of yourself. Until next week for Monday Morning Medz. See you on Thursday for see you all Thursday for Healing You Naturally. And remember to catch the new series, What Would You Do? And we'll play that for certain evenings of the week, Tuesday evening, Wednesday evening, Friday evening. So catch what would you do Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Friday. Take care of yourself. Blessings. Big up on yourself. Next time.